Welcome to Saltmarsh, a small fishing town in the kingdom of Caeland. The citizens of Saltmarsh are just nice, totally normal, salt-of-the-earth type people. If you're in the mood for libations, head on over to the Snap and Line for some refreshing lobster claw wine. More in the market for new armaments? The Dwarven Anvil can take care of all your plate mail bikini needs. Or, if you want to take out a vicious burrito smuggling gang, then you can hire this ragtag menagerie of adventurers to help you out. So, what happens when an owl, a horse, a turtle, a frog, and an elf walk into a bar? Well, why don't you stick around and find out?
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can see and hear us. This is the best I get to. I'm just like, oh god, please. Oh. I'm just going to proceed to expedite things in the assumption that people can see and hear me, at the very least. My name's Golwyn. I'm one of the founders of Helpful Goat Gaming, small independent game design and game content creation community. And tonight we bring you the Goats of Saltmarsh. I'm not the DM for this, Rachel is, but before we get started with player introductions and recap, etc., going over a couple of quick things. As I mentioned, we are a game content and game design community. If you would like to join our community, you can use !Discord in the chat. We hang out in there, we do movie nights, we do game days, internal streams of games, lots of hanging out, support each other, help us get through the world, Heather. So strongly recommend you do that. Check that out. If you would like to see more of our adventures, you can always check us out on YouTube. You can see our full archive there. Just look for Helpful Goat or Helpful Goat Gaming. You can follow us on Twitter at Helpful Goat and Instagram at Helpful Goat for updates on things. And we stream pretty much every week, usually multiple times a week, here on Twitch, twitch.tv/helpfulgoat. The last thing before I take...
Bless you.
Okay. I'm like, holding.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Before I take us out, is you can use the ! Donate command in chat. And the cause we're actually still highlighting for this month, I just wanted to sort of hold it through, is the Trevor Project, which benefits LGBTQ youth in America. LGBTQ youth face a lot of challenges, a lot of discrimination, and just a lot of difficulties as part of their journey to adulthood, that it's really, really worth providing specific support around. And as always, we here at Helpful Goat encourage you to reach out to your local community and your local charities to find, if this is a cause that inspires you, to find what more you could do for them. Because a lot of times local charities, one, your dollar, if you're going to donate money, goes further, and two, often don't even really necessarily need money, but they can use transportation, they can use services, they can use help with stuff in the community. So there's lots of ways you can help, and it has an enormous impact. We encourage you to do that if you are able. And besides that, if you also use the !coffee KO-FI command in chat, you can see how to donate to us so that we can do more of this thing that we love doing and love being a part of. I think with that, I will go ahead and turn this over to Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm going to read the poem that Chelsea posted. Says, congratulations. Already off to a great start. Congratulations, you created a delusional god king and named the boat. The black mold is quite epic and definitely had my vote. Now to begin your lizard folk Goodwill tour with hopeful success and no suspicious incidents to endure. A special thank you to Rachel. Your energy, storytelling, and delightful NPCs always excite. And thank you to the cast who never fail to delight. Every Wednesday is such fun because of all that you do. Much love, Saltmarsh crew. I can see and hear you.
Thank you,
Yay!
Chelsea.
Thanks, Chelsea.
You're the best.
That was lovely. So, yes, hi, I'm Rachel. I am the DM for this, and I'm always very put together and ready to talk at the drop of a hat. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to look at the overlay to see who I want to introduce next. Let's point this way to Monty.
Hi, I'm Monty. I've just realized I don't even have the Twitch overlay open, so I'm gonna point in a random direction when I'm done and expect someone else to say their name. I'm Monty. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm gonna be Gunk, the grung ranger, who also uses they, them, or he, him pronouns. Down? Am I okay? Down.
Yeah, that's the direction.
It's Angie.
Is it me? Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm Andy. I play Baz Wolford, and we are both he, him, his pronouns. And let's go up 1 and over 2.
Go
That's not secret.
Be me.
I don't.
Potentially. You pointed technically
Depending
2
on which
cameras
two.
off the other way. So someone on another stream now needs to introduce themselves. My name's Galway. My pronouns are he, him, his. And I play Virgil Mondragon, the centaur barbarian, whose pronouns are also he, him, his.
Go, you have to play
All
with
right.
somebody.
Down, Joel.
All right.
Down, Joel.
Down, Joel.
Off the furniture.
Well, as was just said, I'm Joel, he, him, his. Plague Dunlum, the Tortle Cleric, he, him, his as well. I'm going to point that way. Pretty sure.
Hopefully.
To Lena.
Yeah, you got it good. Okay. Hi, I'm Lena. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm playing Ocean Blue, the Sea Elf Paladin, whose pronouns are also she, her, hers.
Lovely. So then, yeah, last time there was some craziness with some delusional god frog kings. And we met some lizard folk. So maybe you could give us a recap of what happened.
I mean, that kind of was a recap.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
you could
much.
do a more interesting job than I just did.
So we decided to interrogate the last remaining. Oh, well, no, we should also point out that Virgil managed to intimidate both the frog king and the frog king's mount by being bigger than both of them put together. Thanks to Baz. Then we woke up the survivor who we were going to interrogate, having not considered the fact that none of us knew how to speak the same language as them. Slight oversight. Got a little complicated. Also was made more complicated by that figure's immediate delusions of godhood and grandeur. Somewhat assisted by Baz's illusions. Such as the illusory severed head of the aforementioned king. I think they basically decided that we were their servants, and then that went poorly for them because they just got all the way shot by Gunk. Once we decided, okay, fuck this, we're out. Then
We left them just unconscious, right, in the field.
Yeah, we just left
Yeah.
them unconscious in a
Okay.
marsh. Just bye. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you, I'm sure. Now, they are
Sure
also still convinced that, the previous king of their area is dead and that they are now the king. I'm sure that's
And
going to have
invincible.
fun consequences for them.
Mostly invincible.
We named the ship.
Unkillable.
And
the
then we
black
came to a
mold.
hidden door. Carefully disguised, sort of lovingly protected. Gunk did some very, very good recon, including sort of clap on, clap off every torch in the place as they walked through. Came back and reported there was no goddamn way we were sneaking in. And then because the party kept saying knock on the door, Virgil's like, fine, I'll knock on that goddamn door. So we just knocked on the secret door of this stronghold and confused the hell out of the process.
But we were escorted in. No killing. No, I'm very proud of us. We did good.
I think my
Baz
inventory
did something.
one of them a hernia, but
Yeah. Baz did something sneaky right before they went in, that none of you know about. And yeah, then we made it to the queen's room pretty easily. And there was
You
one
were led
dude.
there without your weapons.
Yes.
But they gave them back now.
But they gave it back.
I just like that the guards just followed us with our weapons. Like Virgil's like, okay, if you're actually trying to disarm us, bringing my weapon to direct proximity with me is not the way to do that.
I would also like to call attention to the number of weapons that were put
That
on
all
that
of you
one
had.
person.
Oh yeah, that one lizard folk guard just had to so many weapons.
Yeah. And it appears that the lizard folk here are not interested in Saltmarsh at all, and that they have some other issues going on that I think the queen is more willing to bring us in on if we can play nice with her people for 3 hours or so.
Well, just no. It's basically that was metagame information. It's just
For
like
however long.
yeah. It's
Could
just
be
a
minutes, could be
goodwill tour
days.
around the lair.
We need to get them
To-
to see that they can trust us and that we're helpful.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
So basically,
Well
what she said. So it was her, Queen Othakent was her name, and then her right-hand man Sariv, and then there was a shaman next to her who only spoke Draconic, and those who could speak Draconic could tell he was being a super racist asshole and angry that she was even listening to them.
Virgil didn't need to speak Draconic for that. Virgil knew. We had just come
Fair.
from the foppish racist at the council,
Yeah,
so Virgil's like,
fair.
Jesus Christ, what? Do you have a club?
Bigotry is a universal language.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so she said, "Oh, sorry, yes, Joel. Who do we forget?"
Oceanus.
Who
That
is
could be
still
filthier, I
huddled
think.
in the bush outside the hidden door, wondering. I guess he just assumed that this is now all part of some plan and that we're coming back to him, or he's like serving some. I imagine he thinks he's serving some sort of important like guard duty. And Virgil arranged to have like porridge left for him.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's just kind of hanging outside, keeping watch, making sure everything's totally okay, not forgotten. But Queen Othakent has basically said that they are not planning on attacking Saltmarsh, and will tell you what is going on if you can earn their trust. So you will earn their trust by going around and having a goodwill tour. So that means doing tasks or showing good intentions to different groups of people or different persons. And then doing checks after that to see how well you do.
Love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it says that they should all be charisma checks, but I think them aren't going to be charisma. I feel like some of them, like, you're going to do a thing, and if you do it well, then that person will like you. Like, if you lift really well, you don't have to be like, oh, okay, but you still need to persuade me that you were a good lifter. Like, calm down.
Calm down, lizard.
And then
Calm down.
I think that the right-hand man, the advisor, had discussed that either he could sort of come with us to serve as a translator and also sort of offered like he can help us out with figuring out some of this, and that's probably where Virgil would start, would be talking to him.
You want to talk to Sariv?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was sort of
I
standing with us. Oh, I'm also just going to quickly switch over. I'm not going to keep it on the map because I don't think it's super relevant where we are. But just, it's real big.
Map.
It's real big, y'all.
Yeah.
So big.
I opened up the map and got rid of the lighting so you could see everything. This is what I'm fucking working with. So
Yeah.
there you
big.
go.
It's a
Billion
lot
lizard folk
it's
in
also
here.
a lot of tokens I'm seeing.
Uh-huh.
There's so
Uh-huh.
many.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
How did they make this whole colony in like what, a week or something? How long have they been here?
So it's
Long?
not that they made it in a week. It's that it was an old colony that they used to be in, and now they've like re-come to it. I didn't make that clear last time because I didn't read that part in the book. But it is, it's like an old lair.
It's an existing structure that they've reoccupied, which makes a lot more sense than you built like load-bearing architectural columns in a week. What?
Yeah, this
Wizard folk are real good. Okay.
I see a couple of big boys too, which I'm excited about. I'm glad we don't need to fight them.
Yeah, there's definitely some big boys. There's a lot of stuff all around. Okay, so you are all still together in the throne room, and you wanted to talk to Sariv. All of your names are overlapping your fucking tokens, so I can't see where anybody is. But I think I put, okay, there we go. Hey. So
I was just trying to scatter myself away.
So what would you like to say to Sariv?
So we're just gonna sort of like, I believe your name was Sariv, sir?
Yes, that's true.
Her Majesty has asked us to demonstrate our good intentions, our good intent to your people and your home. I was wondering how best I might do this in particular. Some of my companions might have similar questions. I am a sellsword. I do not have many more productive skills. I am quite strong. I can move things if that would be helpful, or I might be able to work with your guards a bit to help with their defenses or their training. But I thought it would be best to ask you.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. I'm thinking, I know that you are underground in a lizard folk lair, and you might feel more comfortable sticking together, which is fine. However, you might be able to go through this a little quicker if you were to do as you say and split up to work on what you're best at, with whom you could influence the most.
Just one. Everyone, Baz has done a runner. He's.
What? Where did you go?
Just thought.
Has just left the room.
Sorry.
Should I worry about him?
That's more my job at the moment. Like, literally, my job. But it's fine. He probably won't get into too much trouble. But yes, sorry. Anyway, you were suggesting that if we were comfortable splitting up, which clearly some of us are. Fine.
But perhaps you could tackle different people. So, I mean, there's definitely.
That's a figure of speech, right? You don't actually want me to tackle one of you.
Well, I suppose if you're training some people in fighting tactics, that maybe tackling could be useful. I'm not really a fighter in that sense.
Time to teach lizards to kick.
What did you say, Lena?
Said I'm not good at tackling people.
Oh, yes. Well, then maybe let's not have you work with the soldiers. But we have common folk you could talk to. We have other visitors that you could perhaps talk to. We have.
What other visitors?
The shamans would be difficult.
You guys get a lot of visitors down here?
No, we don't. We're generally fairly closed off, though I, being a man of the world, am trying to change that. Open ourselves up a little bit to other cultures and things. We do have some merfolk here, as well as some of this name I can't pronounce. Locathar?
Oh, there's fish people.
God, you've got other fish people who have
That was
little.
I think
they have little fish dogs.
that was one of the. Yeah. Fish people. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd love to meet a fishman. I'm pretty
There's
sure that's
also
what I was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
maybe, yeah.
Oh,
When
man.
we were gonna do that really crazy smell.
Yeah. I can't wait to play that character.
We'll have to do a one shot that you can.
Mhm.
So there's also the shamans, which is, and he kind of glances over at the shaman. As you can see, they might be more difficult, but winning them over would be impressive. To the queen, most definitely. There's also the queen herself. You
I
know,
gave her a mushroom. I think I won her over already.
sure. Yes, that's a start, let's say.
She's very mushroom centric in her interests.
Who likes mushrooms the most out of all of these people? No, Spaz. Just Andy, actually. Spaz isn't even in there.
I mean, Rachel loves mushroom. I don't know that we're generally a mushroom eating folk.
His face. What the fuck?
Because you haven't had enough access to mushrooms, but you'd love to try?
Perhaps? I can't really say. I don't know that I've had mushrooms.
That
Really?
sounds like why you don't like them then. Would you like a mushroom?
Yes?
Here's a mushroom.
Just stick it in one of his pockets.
You
So
can
do I-
do that, and then you can sleep with it. You can
I
also
thought I was
eat
supposed
it.
to eat it.
You
Oh,
can
do
do
I
that.
cook it?
Sure, if you want to.
You seem to know a lot about mushrooms, but also not a lot about mushrooms.
Yeah.
I just distribute them.
And you'd think that would be a problem, with them being poisonous and all, but hey, no one's died yet.
These are
Sorry,
not poisonous. I
Pardon
don't
me?
think anyway.
I didn't say nothing. That's fine.
Interesting. So, where would we like to go? Did we want to? I have other. There are other lizards around that also speak common that I could pair people with. We could also stick together if you'd prefer that. For any of those of you who speak Draconic, you can go off on your own. I could give a guide to go with you to lead you to wherever it is you would like to go.
Virgil will sort of shrug and be like, I'm more than happy to work with your armed forces, whether that's military or guards, if there is something productive that I might be able to do with them.
Uh-huh.
Working on that mushroom already, I see.
It's delicious.
It's actually quite tasty. Oh, and spicy.
Spicy mushroom.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. This was a good choice.
Okay.
Someone with
Okay.
something to say when Rachel's done dying.
Okay. I'm alive.
Yeah, he kind of goes over to Sariv. Is that how you say the name? Sariv?
I just say Sariv.
Sariv. Okay. Sariv, I have a question. These shaman hereabouts in these caves, what's their purpose? Are they more religious?
Well, I ask myself that every day.
Or more like healers of people?
That's a good fucking question, isn't it?
They're probably both.
Sariv is a very resigned man at times.
Yeah.
Sariv is the mouthpiece for the DM right now.
I don't know about lizard folk, but I know with grung, they're pretty much the same thing. Religious, healing, like masters of ceremony, that kind of thing.
Yes, that would be. They're very, very religious. They believe. Sorry, Eric. I'm easily distracted. He just reached in front of me. They're very religious. They believe that lizard folk should be more closed off and follow the old ways. We don't always see eye to eye on that. They don't speak they don't speak common. They only speak Draconic. And they do worship somebody. Rachel will look that up later. But they are religious.
All right, and also on that topic, do you know of any infirmary or perhaps any people or groups of people that are injured or needing medical attention?
Yeah, let me just look through the 52 different locations on this map real quick and see if any of them say medic. Even if they don't, I'll just fucking say yes. So
I only had 2 questions. I managed to stump you on
way
both
to
of
make
them.
this real fucking difficult. So he will say yes. We do have.
What the?
What?
What happened?
What are
I
you
don't know what.
doing?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
What?
Nothing. I'm not doing anything.
Just find a random blizzard folk and sink your
happening?
talent.
I'm not thinking anyway.
I'm just
I don't know
picturing
why-
Virgil like walks out the door, like, well, time to go talk to the guard. The guy's standing over a lizard folk puddle of blood. The guard's like prodding at him with spears. Like, and
Chet,
we should
Andy
go.
just rolled a talons roll, and it was a critical success out of nowhere. So
Andy just
Okay.
shanked someone off screen.
Apparently.
So we do have a temple where the shamans do their work. If you wanted to talk to that, which of course where we worship Samwanya. Samwanya. Because Rachel knew that. And
You gotta get some Sam on you.
Oh, I read it as someone, yeah. Like
Samwanya.
someone, yeah.
Samwanya.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, we
that was-
worship someone.
Semuanya. Samwanya. There is a nursery and a hatchery. He says if you wanted to check out and make sure that our hatchlings and our babies are doing well. We do have a barracks and multiple guards rooms. We have the royal hatchery where we keep the royal hatchlings.
Ooh.
Ooh. And
Man, I'd like
then
to see
we
that
have.
royal fear.
Okay, this place is called the Drill Hall, and it says it has a large mattress in there, and I just wouldn't want to know what kind of drilling they're doing. But it's fine. Stupid. Oh, there's a place called Thick Gate. And I know this is very exciting.
Are we still looking for medic checks?
Yeah, so those are basically the things. We have temples, we have hatcheries, we have nurseries. I'll just also make up a fucking medic check because yeah, we also have an infirmary, of course, because we're a giant lizard lair, and that would be super weird if we didn't. Obviously,
Like a kitchen?
there was a kitchen.
Oh,
It was like a
okay.
big kitchen. Well, there was a banquet hall. It didn't list other things other than the banquet hall. There are so many things.
That still implies that they cook.
There is a kitchen. See it.
Okay.
So does that answer your questions, young turtle?
Kind of
Young.
chuckles for a second at the word young. Yes, that's quite satisfactory. He kind of looks around at let's see who's remaining. Gunk and Ocean. What direction might you be heading?
I mean, I got no idea. I'm not strong. I can't move stuff. I mean, I move fast and I do a bit of magic. I guess I'm just gonna ask around, see what people need doing.
You do also have the advantage of you can actually speak to them in Draconic.
That is true. I can talk to animals too. Maybe they got some animals they want me to talk to. I don't know.
We could all go to the kitchen and help with cooking because apparently people eat mushrooms a lot of the time. So we could give them mushrooms to put in their food.
That is generally what people tend to do with mushrooms is eat them. Yeah, that sounds great for you. What are you thinking, Dunlop?
I was considering either this infirmary or the temple, although I have heard, not satisfactory things from other people of the shaman.
I can go with you. Translate if you want.
That could help. And you could explore a little more while you're at that.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, does everybody have where they want to go? Baz, what are you thinking about doing wherever you are?
Baz is heading into a room and seeing if there's lizard folk here.
Sure, let me just look and see. That's number
Oh, yes,
8.
the trap room.
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah.
You're dead.
So they keep all their bear traps.
This is the storage room. It's where they keep a lot of their stores. Hanging from hooks set into the ceiling are 6 carcasses of various shapes and sizes. Against the south wall are 4 open barrels and a lidless wicker basket. Against the west wall are 3 large clay jars, a wooden chest, and a sealed barrel. Against the east wall is a large wooden cage in which squawk a dozen irritable waterfowl.
Hey, they do have animals.
That's annoying. I'll try to go up here. Then.
That's how waterfowl sound.
Sure.
I'm just looking for lizard folk. Essentially, just gonna talk to him.
That's the wrong scroll button, you dingus.
Is it? And now I'll tell him. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
A 0.
0.
Yeah, because
Oh, because you have a -1.
-1.
Okay. This actually is the kitchen. Warm air wafts. So also, I guess they did send runners, right, to like warn people that
They
you
did
guys
say
were
they
here.
were. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just like they're like, the fuck? Warm air wafts gently through the doorway. At one end of the room is a large fire pit in which a bed of coals is burning. Over it are multiple half-cooked, skinned animal carcasses, I can say that word, impaled on spits that are being turned by 4 unarmed lizard folk. A 5th worker bastes the carcasses with liquid spooned from a wooden bucket. In the center of the room is a long wooden table cluttered with an assortment of knives, raw meat, and splinters of bone. On the floor beneath the table are some uncured hides. Beside the table are 2 large wooden buckets. Against the south wall rests a large wooden cabinet. Its shelves are piled high with clay pots, bowls, basins, and drinking mugs. This is all very important. Against the east wall is an open wooden cask containing a white crystalline substance, it's cocaine, and 3 wooden buckets. A large iron cauldron, currently empty, hangs from the ceiling, suspended over the fire pit.
Beautiful. And I would just go up to them and ask if anyone speaks common.
So,
And if they answer in Draconic, that's fine as well.
They all happen to be eating at the moment.
Yes.
So while they
We're all
eat
testing
from
the
the
food.
food,
so dinner's really good, so.
I'm sure it is. Smells good.
So they all kind of turn to look at you, and they seem a little nervous. And one of them kind of turns to the other one and says, "Did you understand that?" In Draconic. They're just kind of like, "No."
Apologies. I'm looking for a Montague Blaine.
Oh, last
Does
name.
this
Cool.
Name seem?
Got a last name, guys.
Does this name? Do you know anyone named Montague Blaine?
Roll an insight check for me.
I would love to.
They don't understand what you're saying, but for the name.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking for the name.
Roll an insight check to see if they're confusing you for one of the waterfowl that's escaped.
It's a 5.
5. They look like they don't understand a word you're saying. Like they're just kind of standing there smiling politely.
Sure. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna cast Silent Image and make an image of Montague and sort of try to inquire, see if they recognize this person.
What does this image look like exactly? Lizard folk and sort of like distinctive markings. So.
It looks like Montague Blaine.
Yeah, but like if you could paint a word picture with your what?
I have a sense that I'm not alone in here. So I think it just looks like Montague.
God damn it!
To know, they're asking that.
Oh yeah. They look at it and they're just like, and they go to like put their hand through it. Just like, in Draconic, did he just make this guy? Who is this guy? And they just keep poking through it.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I'll bow low to them, and then me and my silent image walk out.
Then they'll say, "Bye. We didn't understand a word you said."
We'll both walk out, and
you understand.
Yeah, and I'm basically going to be repeating these steps with everyone I meet, and that will be my Goodwill mission.
How are you convincing them to like you?
Did I say I was?
No.
Okay.
It was a Goodwill mission.
Well, I'm showing them that I have the power to kill them, and I do not.
Andy, that's not Goodwill.
Also, I don't think casting Silent Image demonstrates that point at all to people who could literally rip your arms off and eat them like chicken wings.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right. Who would like to do next?
I'll just be as chummy as I can with people. Not scary.
We'll
at
come
all.
back to you.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next, and where would you like to go? And did you want to split up? I can get more interpreters.
I'm gonna go to the kitchen. Does anybody want to go with me? We're gonna make mushrooms.
Such a shame. I already said I'd go with Dunlum. Sorry, Blue.
I'm going to go to the guards' barracks, I believe, see if there's anything I can do to assist them in their guarding of this place.
Do you all have some mushrooms to take with you to offer people?
Sure don't. Clip, clip,
I've got too many mushrooms on me, unfortunately.
I think you only have 2.
But remember that one time when you handed me like 10 mushrooms?
No, I don't think I did that.
I remember that very distinctly. We got plenty of mushrooms, Blue. Don't worry about us.
Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go make dinner with mushrooms in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Do you want a burrito? I got a spare one.
Is it a mushroom burrito?
No, it's a bean burrito. You want a sample it?
Thanks.
No?
Lizard folk might be fascinated with an illegal burrito.
That is true.
I guess I could unroll it and put mushrooms in it.
Good.
It is a 5-foot burrito. That would be a pretty insane unrolling.
Never mind, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Just like covered in sour cream and rice. And just like, it's not going back together.
That is somebody's fetish, I guarantee you.
Fair. It's true. They do sell tortilla blankets. So.
Also, but also, this point also takes us back to a very good question. How did the San Ballet gang make these in the first place?
Well, it's probably just a 2-person job, right? But
it's like the people that work at Chipotle who are really good at like wrapping giant burritos.
Did we fail
right?
to notice though the like special 5-foot burrito table somewhere in the underground lair?
I don't know.
They couldn't have been
they just did it on the floor.
They smuggle up.
Yeah.
Delicious.
He probably didn't even make them. He probably got them from somewhere else. And then
Right.
smuggled
Yeah, they
them.
didn't make them. They smuggled
Yeah.
them. So
That's
somebody
right,
else made
burritos
them.
Still out there.
See, now we have to find the land of giants where these burritos were made by 20-foot giants.
Okay, hold on. I need to write this down.
Where they're in fact
Taquitos at
they're in
that point.
fact like relabeling as giant burritos what are essentially giant taquito snackers.
Yeah.
Burritos from Land of Giants? Question mark? Come back to that.
Go back to that.
I have so many random things that people have said or done, and I'm just like, let me roll this into the story in a stupid way.
Oh, there's a picture of Waru Bonzimon.
I mean, yes.
So I'm
Okay.
probably just I would probably have grabbed if like he pointed me to a guard or someone else, or even just said to them, "Hey, take this dude to the barracks. He's
Yeah,
gonna help
so-
y'all."
There is I'm just gonna pull one of these lizard folk because I don't feel like dragging in new tokens. So we knew that the guards here didn't speak, I almost said English, common. But these are new people that came in that are gonna help you translate. So the barracks are a place you have already been, or that Gunk has already been, I believe. So there's the barracks, there's the fuck. That's not what it's called. There's multiple barracks, basically, because there apparently needs to be, and there's stages. He is going to take you to, God, I wish it was easier to see what the numbers were, but they put it on the GM layer, so it's like, if you're zoomed out, I can't see what the numbers are that represent things, but okay. So, he is going to take you, and I'm just going to take you. If you move yourself to the very mouth up here, okay, yeah, then I will move you, and then I will ping to where you are. If you didn't see, is there?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. And then I'm going to scroll in, and so he's going to say, so as you guys, walk along there, so you, what are your plan in talking to all of our soldiers and our render?
Squeeze. Your what now?
Our render, it's thing that Rachel's flipping to.
How big boys.
It is a lizard folk that goes under terrifying changes during a days-long ritual performed by a shaman. They're very holy creatures. But they have giant claws that grow long and hard as steel, and it becomes very ferocious. So, it's filled with the primal magic of Samwanya. So they're part of how we keep ourselves safe.
And just to be clear, they don't. You said very ferocious, full of primal magics. They don't try to eat you. Right?
No. We, as worshippers of Samwanya, have they do what we say. As long as you are kind to us, then they will be kind to you.
Just making sure that we weren't going to be entering into sort of a rescue you all from your own guard situation. I was interested because your guard seemed you seem like you have people at different levels of training and also are in the process of rapidly acquiring many weapons, which suggests to me that you have a need to have more people be armed than perhaps you are used to. I have spent a fair amount of time working as a sellsword and trained with some very capable people, and I thought that perhaps I could help with seeing how you got new recruits ready to use the weapons that some of you just brought back.
You have a keen eye to notice these things. Times have changed a bit for us, and everybody is a bit on edge, and learning how to do new things. So anything that you can offer would be greatly appreciated. And he is going to step into the room. God, I'm so glad I turned lighting off. It makes this so much easier.
Virgil's going to sort of step in, see the giant lizard. I'm going to assume that that is the render.
Correct.
Hi, everyone. Hi, render.
And he is going to, in Draconic, say a whole bunch of long stuff that you can't understand. And I'm not going to say Draconic because that sounds like effort. So yeah, he says a whole bunch in Draconic, and they look like they kind of look at you, kind of size you up a bit, see your weapons and your muscles. And yeah, so he then turns to you and says, okay, they're and one of them leaves. I'm not going to do it on the map because that's a lot of effort. I know I just keep saying like I don't want to do effort, but it's a lot of effort for not a lot of payoff.
No, I didn't think you were just like, no, moving a token is too tiring.
I'm lazy.
I'm weary.
Oh man, I really need to start just saying that all the time, but I am weary. So one of the lizard folk fighter soldiers, why I'm doing this, is you fight. Yeah, there you go. Put them up. Okay. Goes, leaves the room, and the translator tells you he's going to get some of the newer recruits so that you could possibly help with them, because these are our best. And so they'll be in here with you as well, learning and helping, working with you and all of that. And so they bring in, like a couple minutes later, they come in with just a file of like 10, I was going to say super green looking, but like, I don't just mean in their lizard coloring. Lizards who kind of look very nervous, holding swords, and like they're not ready to do this. So what would you like to do to train them?
I think that Virgil would probably start with, how do they normally train? Like, do they drill? Are they like doing, here I'm thinking also from like, martial arts backgrounds of like, are they doing sort of set forms, etc.? And then if they're doing that, he would probably try to help with those. And then one of the things that I think he would do based on what his teacher taught him, and that he suspects they might not do, is pair off the more experienced ones with one or two of the newer ones. Be like, you teach them. Don't keep if you keep all the new ones together, they only see new fighters. Work with each other.
Yeah. So they really want to work on like weapon technique and things like that. And so I think that you'll give them a demonstration and of all the different things, and you'll express that, and they'll split off into groups of, the better lizard folk each will have like 2 trainees with them, and kind of working and fighting through that. And you're there for a couple of hours. And how about you give me an athletics check at advantage to show how well you do this?
20 not nat.
20 not nat is good. Okay, you have successfully won over these lizard folk. Updating points, because everything's points. Sweet. How about we do, almost said Stormbringer. How about we do Ocean in the kitchens next? So if you're just going to the kitchens, then Sarov will send just another rando translator with you to go, and I will move them and you over here, and then I'll ping and shit.
Thank you. I'm like, over where? It's huge.
Yeah, it's so much to manage this fucking map.
Just don't tell us where you put the token and let it be a Where's Waldo.
So this is the kitchen. This is where Baz already was.
Yeah,
Great.
he
So-
tried for me.
So he seems they seem a little wary of seeing another outsider and stuff, but they'll look at the translator and just say something in Draconic, and she'll say something in Draconic back, and be like, so what were you hoping to do here?
I brought you mushrooms for us to cook together. We can make food with the mushrooms. People eat them, I guess. I'm gonna hold out a bunch of mushrooms.
The fire ones, though, right? Definitely the fire ones.
Got to give a little bit of spice to the meals. Okay. So they see the mushrooms and the translator translates. And they seem excited. They're kind of just like talking over each other excitedly, and kind of they say something to the translator, and she says back to you, we don't often get new ingredients down here. It's been a while since we've been able to try anything different, so they're actually fairly excited. Could you give them some tips on how to prepare them and what to do with them?
So, I think you chop them up kind of small, like bite size, and then you cook them with the rest of your ingredients, and they soak up the flavor of the other ingredients while releasing their delicious mushroomy flavor. And it's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're trying it out. It looks good.
Mm-hmm. 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 They're chopping and stirring. And you get in there and you help, and you're, chatting with them, and the translator is working really hard to keep up with translating everything you're saying and what they're saying back to you. And at the end, you make like a really big fancy pot of like mushroom risotto, and it smells really freaking good.
That sounds so fucking good right now. Oh my god.
So you can roll me just a plain charisma check at advantage for how much you've charmed these cooks with your mushrooms and your talking. The translator is translating a whole lot of like most of what he is saying or she is saying to them is legitimately just God, my brain. Yeah, I don't know. She's saying these mushrooms will save the world or something. Like, just smile and nod. She seems real nice, and they taste pretty good. I don't really know what she's talking about. Beautiful.
I definitely think that all of these lizard folk are super on board with my plan to save the world now.
Mm-hmm. Defo. They're defo here for it. Sweet. And in the throne room, Sariv looks at the two of you, and he Gunkin Dunlum. Go there. And he says, so are you two traveling together? Have you decided where you wanted to go?
I'll let Dunlum take that one. I'm just a translator right now.
Yes. If you could lead us to the infirmary that totally exists and isn't being made up on the spot, that would be interesting. And if the temple is on the way, then perhaps stopping by there. But
on the
don't
way,
know.
the place that I made up? Let's see.
It would be like the infirmary would be an offshoot of the temple, right? That makes sense.
Does it?
Maybe
Makes sense, right?
maybe it's just an offshoot of like the common quarters.
The offshoot of the temple is the vestry. I don't know what a vestry is. Because I'm not cool.
It's where temple people go to temple.
If they don't go to temple in the temple?
It's a room.
It's literally where you like get dressed. It's vestments and vest are all the same root.
Oh, so
They temple down
It's gonna be
pretty
an
hard.
entire
Okay,
room for
naked
changing into
shaman.
vestments.
Yeah, so it's just a walk-in
Yeah.
closet.
Get busy.
It's what it was originally. I think it normally just means like an attached building onto a religious, like it's an attached room or building onto a religious area that isn't the direct like worship hall. Or
Gotcha.
it's the building that doesn't have a more specific purpose.
That's fair. God, these numbers on this map have no order, and I'm just like, where go? Fine. Everything's fine, and I'm almost there. Totally am. I know this is really exciting, and I'm sorry. Okay.
So the coast can't count.
So you want to go to the infirmary or the temple first? They're not exactly on the way.
Let's go with the temple first.
So I know that your friend here, you guys all said your names, right? Yeah. At the end of the last game, I mean. I know that your friend
Yeah, I think-
Gunk here appears to speak Draconic, so they can accompany you to the temple. The shamans are a bit of a lot. I am happy to also accompany you if you would like me to be a middle person and an extra translator, or if you wanted to go on your own, that is also your choice.
I believe, as you said, a middle person would be nice instead of two strange-looking people barging into a house of worship.
This is true.
There-
How many shamans are there exactly?
A lot.
Okay.
An amount.
Comforting.
Where I'm from is just the one, so having a
Oh
lot
no,
is
it's a
kinda weird.
whole sect here.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have
Cool,
quite a
cool,
few.
Cool. That's cool. We can totally handle that. Hey, Dunlum.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
we're both super charismatic. We'll be able to handle that, no problem.
I am going to select you all and then move you.
Should have stuck with the charismatic paladin who hands out mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
People love me.
Okay, Blue.
So I have moved you down here,
Ah.
and as you're leaving, you see that the shaman that's in there moves in to start having a heated conversation with Othakent, the queen. Okay. Sweet perfume hangs in the air of this place of worship. At the far end, a lizard folk crouches before a stone altar. To each side of the altar are small lit burners, while at its center, a candelabrum holds 4 lit candles. Above the altar, the south wall is decorated with a marine fresco of a lizard folk warrior brandishing a club. Blue and green drapes cover the east and west walls.
Cool.
And I assume that there is that shaman in the room
Yeah.
where shaman is.
And Sariv will walk in, and in Draconic, but Gunk can understand. He'll say, like, hello. Insert lizard folk name here. I already used Garut. That was the card that had to carry a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's the one who's now like limping.
Hello, Vutha. We have some visitors here who would like to assist you if you're open to it. And Vutha looks over their shoulder, and they're just like, I don't need help from filthy visitors, Sariv. And he's like, well, they would at least like to talk to you. Would you be open to that? It's like, they can talk while I pray. And so he kind of just turns around and keeps praying. But Saurav says, well, he says he'll listen while he prays.
You got the floor, Dunlum.
I thought this person would be a little more talkative, but all right.
I thought they'd offer me a quest.
No.
I mean, you can ask him how to pray. Maybe we can give our respects, to their whatchamacallit, whatever her name is, their god.
Samwanya.
Samwanya. I mean,
So
already
the
forgotten.
shaman are very, they're very obsessed with their god and with lizard folk being lizard folk. Perhaps if you offered to help them with something, or perhaps prayed with them, or did something that seemed they might be open to it.
I mean, I personally would actually like to pay respects since we're in someone else's home.
I
Thank
was
you.
going to ask if perhaps, we clearly do not know this religion. If this Vutha, or is it? Yep. If this Vutha wanted to explain the basics, I mean, we don't know anything. We only really know the name of your deity. Could you convey something like that to them?
So Sariv will, and he'll say, like, they'd like to learn about Samwanya if you're willing to tell them. And he kind of sneers and says, are they going to learn about it just to mock him? And Sariv's like, they don't seem like those kinds of people. Maybe you could just give it a try.
Maybe you could just fucking chill a little.
And so he'll turn around and just like start just really like loudly saying in Draconic, and Sariv will translate in common, but it's much less theatrical, as he's like, And he says, Samwanya appeared as an outsized lizard man, strong and agile in both body and mind. He wore only a loincloth and sometimes armor. He wielded a club studded with razor-sharp fragments of shells, and he never spoke except when necessary. That's why we, as lizard folk, try to only speak when necessary. All that Samwanya cares for are matters of survival and propagation, and nothing else. Us followers know that any deed done in pursuit of these ends is good, and that any action that was not was irrelevant and not even worth the effort. Which is why I am struggling so much to tell you these things now, because I don't think that you are going to be helping with either survival or propagation.
There's a real question here about why are you spending time praying then? But Virgil's not there to ask it.
No.
Well, Gunk is, but he doesn't want to insult these people, so.
To be fair, Virgil's
Maybe.
also like, yeah, Samwanya up until you got to the single-minded like focus on survival and sex seemed pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Um,
Okay, cool. I mean, the propagation thing we're not too interested in. I mean, I can't speak for Dunlum, but the survival thing is actually what we'd like to help with. That's kind of why we're here.
How do you think that you, a non-lizard folk, could help us, lizard folk, with survival?
Well, I mean, it seems like outside forces trying to get in or attack
What do
guys
you
in some
know
way.
about outside forces?
I'm from outside.
I could tell that.
Yeah, that's not always a bad thing. Look, I grew up in a place very similar to this, and I get it. I get wanting to be closed off. It's safe and known, and I get it. I don't think you're wrong, but all I'm saying is we're here because you guys are getting weapons, and you seem scared, and we just wanted to see if we could help.
And he is going to turn around and pray some, but you hear him praying out loud where he's like, "Oh, great Samwanya, should I listen to these filthy non-lizard folk about wanting to help us with survival? I know that survival is the most important tenet of our religion. What do you think?" Does anybody do anything while he's praying out loud like that?
Well,
Well, Bella doesn't understand it, so no.
That's true. Yeah,
Womp,
it's sorry,
womp,
it's not
womp.
translating.
What a
Is-
nice prayer he's thinking.
is there any sort of like plant life in this underground area?
Yeah, there definitely are some like potted plants that look super wilty and like not very well taken care of around the altar.
I'm gonna use Druidcraft and make them bloom.
Ooh. So they like shoot up and bloom, and
Yeah, because I can make
And-
clouds bloom with.
in Draconic, he's like, "Zamwania, is that you? Is that yes? That feels like possibly similar to propagation, and that flowers are growing, and that's how plants do it.
That's how plants do it.
Seriously, this high.
That's how plants fuck, right?
Yeah, he said plants do it. What is this?
It just doesn't translate well from Draconic, you know. It's,
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
there's no good word for it in the slang that he used. So I would like you to roll, Gunk, your choice with advantage, either persuasion or deception.
Ooh.
Because you
I
can
think-
say persuasion at trying to convince him that you're wanting to help them, or it can be
Yeah.
deception in that like you're trying to do this magic to be like, hey, your god's on our side. So
I'm better at deception, so I'm gonna do that.
fair.
I feel like somewhere in like the
Deception.
training hall, like Virgil is training with them, and like the recruits are sort of like, yeah, this is why we do all of these things, blah blah blah. And he's just like, fuck, I hope Dunlin did we go talk to them.
Right.
I
that is
am
a
their new
nat
god. Yeah.
The shamans had the very highest DC for convincing them to like you.
Yeah.
That was a great success, in case anyone.
Yes,
He
that
hits
was
it.
Yeah.
Good
24.
success, 24.
24 deception. I'm a real good liar.
So he turns and looks at you and says, and then once he's speaking normally, Sariv will translate for you, Dunlum. He just didn't translate his prayers. We'll say, it seems like Samwanya thinks that possibly we should work together with you to ensure our survival from what we are currently dealing with. So I will talk to the other shamans, but for now you have my blessing.
Thank you very much. That means a lot.
Now, please stop desecrating my temple.
Oh,
And he
of
turns
course.
around and starts praying.
Sure thing, pal.
Return to 4.
As soon as that's translated to Dunlum, he kind of looks confused for a moment, then kind of respectfully nods and hightails it out of there.
Also,
Yeah,
I just want to point out
here.
that like Dunlum's art and Sariv's art on their tokens is just like just close enough.
Really? I'm like zoomed way out.
Yeah.
It just sort of both has like the sort of
Yeah.
wrinkled reptile old man.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Wrinkled reptile man. Okay, so then now you guys want to go to the infirmary, yes?
Probably yes.
The infirmary. Okay, I'm going to drag you.
Since Dunlum has a translator already, I might actually go wander around. Is that okay with you?
Fine with me.
Then Gunk, I will put you back. Just for right now, I'm dragging them, and then you are back over here.
Cool.
Well,
Okay, so you get to see
Sure.
you were-
before we part.
over here. Okay, yes.
While I'm looking for the infirmary, maybe take a look around, see if you can find those other visitors that were talked about.
Yeah, that's actually what I was hoping to do. Maybe talk
Well,
to.
we've seen
talk to
lizards
the
so
visitor.
far.
Yeah,
Um,
good thinking. And I tap the side of my frog nose. Frogs have noses, right? Sort of.
Snout? I don't know.
Snoot. My frog snoot. Eh.
And with that, also, I forgot to mention at the beginning that we've discussed and decided to start running slightly shorter games and streams. So we'll be ending at about 9:30 or 10 Mountain Time, like last week, just for everybody's mental health and well-being. So let's take our break now.
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 Right now.
I was gonna say, I was like, just like immediately hit the scene change. All right, everybody, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, probably.
All right, we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hi. Oh, it's Galway talking. It's also me talking. I don't have a mouthful of cookies anymore.
I was just using it to
Anyway.
prompt you that I had actually transitioned to the scene.
That's fair.
Why can't everyone talk?
It's always when I think it's going to happen, nobody talks, and then I sit there silently and awkwardly. And then when I don't think it's going to happen, I talk over somebody. So it's all fine. Anyway, hi, welcome back. We were about to go look at some sick and injured lizard folk with Dunlum.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, so Sariv walks over here with you and he says, that grung friend you got with you is pretty crafty. Oh, hey, cat.
Indeed.
Are you a bit
They
chunky
do
bud?
things that surprise even me. With all the planty stuff. The whatever that is.
Yeah, that was an interesting manipulation of, could you not pull my headphones out of my ears?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I can't talk to your lizard folk while there's a cat there.
Cat butt.
Directly in my face. Just... Look at this cute guy.
You-
Look at him.
Sweetie.
Get your butt out of my face, please. Yeah, that was a stroke of genius that I may enjoy laughing about later with Otha Kent. Don't tell anybody I said that. And
Oh, trust me, your secret's safe with my indifference. You see,
so you walk into this room and you see that there are two lizard folk that are on like beds and kind of moaning, and there's another lizard folk just kind of tending to them in between. And they look really like kind of frazzled, and one person appears to be missing the part of their arm, like from the elbow down, it's just gone. And the other person has just a huge bandage on their abdomen. And Sariv just says, these brave lizard folk were hurt doing their duties for our colony, and our medic here is doing the best they can to tend to them, but if you think that there's anything you can do to help, I'm sure that she wouldn't say no.
I'm a little curious what they were hurt by, but I suppose that could wait until things are settled. He immediately sees the one with the he said it was like a severed arm, kinda. Yeah. And goes to the other one, which you could probably do something for.
Well, you're fucked. Sorry, pal.
You can still heal like a stump.
Sure. I don't have
Looks at-
regenerate.
I got nothing for you over here.
Looks at.
You can't regrow the arm, but you can take away the pain and like the gangrenous or whatever stuff.
Let me introduce you to a system called triage.
Okay, so Sariv is like, if you want to just maybe tell me what you're doing and I can tell them so they don't worry about what you're doing to the patient.
Sure. Could you ask this attendant what's wrong with this lizard's abdomen? Or if it's... then again, to Dunlum, is it just like obviously bloody and stabbed?
It's obviously well, no, it's like it's bloody like through, but you can't see what happened to it because it's got a bandage on it.
Right.
So he'll ask the question and get an answer, and he'll say, "Yes, it was stabbed through."
I think I can help with that. You might, speaking to Sarah, you might want to convey that I'm not trying to hurt them, and it might feel a little weird.
He will do that.
And then after that's done, he'll take a look at it. He'll
Cast Shocking Grasp.
He's gonna.
You should have died on the battlefield. Like a true warrior.
This is the only comfort I have for you.
As one might expect, casts Cure Wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you actually want me to like roll hit points for that or anything, but I'll.
You don't need to, but you need to expend the spell slot.
Yeah.
And the lizard folk's gonna kind of open his eyes and kind of look around and like just poke at his abdomen, be like, and it's just gonna say a whole bunch of really fast draconic, and he's gonna try to get up, and the medic attendant's just gonna be like, "Oh, that's just sit down." But he definitely looks like he's healed quite a lot from that pain. And then the other one on the bed is just, "Oh, my arm!" But you can not hear that. You just hear weird draconic. You're just like, "Bye."
No, probably tries another Cure Wounds on the stump to try to
help with some scarring and some skin regrowth there.
However, that's
A little tiny baby hand grows out right out of the stump.
No, I hate it.
A little baby lizard hand. A little lizard hand. Yeah, so you cast another Cure Wounds, and they stop moaning, and they don't get up and jump around or move or even acknowledge you, but they seem like they're in less intense pain. So, yeah, I would say for that, you don't even need to roll because you expended 2 spell slots to help them do things. And you don't need to roll to be like, well, were you likable enough when you healed our wounded?
Are they actually better off now? Did we care about them that much?
That guy really liked being in pain.
My question is, if the shamans don't even heal people, what do they do? What do they even do?
Engage in xenophobia and religious fundamentalism?
Oh, there we go. That's it.
Pretty much.
That's dumb. Shamans are dumb. Dumb shaman.
Yeah, so that is your time. And let's go back to Baz. I know you were just doing the same thing, so we don't need to act it out anymore, because
It's just a trail of confused lizard folk.
it's going to
left
be
through
the
lair.
same response for every, like, you know, unless you tell me you go somewhere specific to talk to somebody specific or something, we can do something like that. But for, like, the common folk and the stuff like that, you get the same response. I have to sneeze. Maybe I don't have to sneeze.
I mean, yeah, after the first couple times, like, you know, I'd go in here and ask if anyone speaks common or if they know him and stuff, but...
So I'm going to ask for you to roll a charisma check at disadvantage.
Okay.
This can only go.
Disadvantage sounds like a good thing.
10? That's not bad.
10 is what you needed. So the common folk, though they're confused by you, find you a little charming and are, you know, charmed by your strange ways and your weird words.
Could I suggest that every time this doesn't work, Baz gets more and more dejected until maybe it's actually just pity that they're feeling for me and not actually
Look
like
at the outsider's strange bird they brought with them. It's so sad.
Look how sad this bird is. Oh my gosh.
Have you seen my lost dog?
Aw.
3 weeks.
I also just have to ask, are you like still repeatedly casting like the spells? Like, are you gonna like, we're gonna all get back to the throne room and you're just like flopped on the floor entirely tapped of magical energy? Like, so tired.
It's yeah, pretty much. At least first levels are gone. And then yeah, if I'm just seeing common folk, I would try to make my way to like if there are like jail cells or where I think they might be keeping.
So I'm gonna have you roll a luck die for me.
Sure.
Because this is a huge map and you do not have a translator to translate your questions for where things are.
Yeah. If I've not run into anyone who speaks common, I assume then at that point.
There's not a whole lot that do.
That's a no.
That's a something.
That's a firm no.
You just you do not find the jail cells. You just wander around yeah. You know that there were people that spoke common in the throne room. So if you did want to go back there and ask for a guide, you could.
I would definitely go back to the throne room. And if we want to do something, if this has been my like second hour or something, that's fine. My third.
We can have it be. So you go back to the throne room and you want to go to the jail cells. And...
actually, if they're speaking common, I would, and I'm alone in here, I would certainly start to ask of these people, specifically the queen, if she's come across Montague, and then of course make my last image of him.
And she kind of looks startled.
Okay.
And she says, "Why do you ask? What do you know of this person?"
You say you do know of this person?
I said no such thing. I said, "Why do you ask? And what do you know of this person?"
Well, I ask because I'm looking for them, and I know them a great deal, or at least I did a time ago.
Roll a straight charisma check. Sorry.
Not at all.
6. Double 6s. She just kind of look at you and be like, "I still don't know what to think of you, Professor Wolford." I had to remember if it was Woodsworth or... It's fine. I still don't know what to think of you, Professor Wolford. I am willing to discuss this with you further, but not now. I don't feel the trust or the assurance yet that it is safe to speak.
How do I make such assurances?
Well, your party has been tasked with the Goodwill tour of my people, and we can go from there.
Fair enough. I believe in them entirely.
You're like, I did nothing.
You can help,
I feel like Gothicet's like, wait, what?
Still got like 2 more hours. You can totally help.
He did like
Saying
2
that.
hours.
Yeah, this is
and
like the end of my second. Yeah.
He did do a roll, so I will give him that. He hasn't done nothing.
I did, yeah. I helped some people.
You were pitiable in front of
pitiable.
common.
Yeah.
You raised their spirits by their like, at least we're not that bird. It may have escaped the kitchens.
If that's a case, oh man, fuck. That's my main goal. I can't imagine I would leave this room then. I think I'm here.
That's fair. I mean,
Sorry,
you could, if you want, you could like say that you're in here chatting with her, or you could be in here on your it's up to you.
Oh, certainly,
She's
yeah.
not. She doesn't seem super open to chatting, especially after you're 6.
Right.
You seem a little bit like you're still very dejected, and she doesn't seem like she feels like dealing with that.
Is the really bigoted guy still in here?
The one that
Or
doesn't
not?
speak common? Yes, he's right here.
I'll keep talking to him,
God.
understanding the phrases that he will leak out.
And he's gonna be like, "Why is this filthy son of a bitch still talking to me?"
I think my new goal is just like trying to prod him until I can understand him say something like that he again, him not knowing that I understand him at all.
Mhm.
Trying to kind of like see if there's information that he leaks or something. Just that might be useful.
I'll think on that.
Right
So
on.
then let's go to, I will say that Gunk will be our last for this, for where you're wandering around. Do you have anywhere? You can speak to people. So do you have anywhere in
Yeah.
particular that you're looking to be directed to?
I wanted to go talk to the guests that were mentioned.
Okay. Did you want to speak to merfolk or the Lokatha?
Are they not together? Are they separated?
Good question. Do, do, do.
Because I can't actually see them on the map anywhere. They all look like lizard folk.
Oh, yeah, because they're on the GM layer. Because they're
Oh.
secret.
Ah, secret.
But they are over on this side.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make my way over there.
Okay, let me make them
I'll ask
visible.
someone where they are first, so we're not just wandering around.
Yeah, I figured you asked somebody and they told you, and oh god, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Merfolk. Merfolk.
What do I know about merfolk and the fish people?
Roll a history check.
May I suggest nature? Not nature, survival? Nature would be good too. I'm good at nature.
I will say you can do nature.
That's at least a +1. Well, I got a 4.
You don't know at all. You're amphibious, but you don't really know much about the people that live like further into the ocean.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Cool.
So, yeah. So who do you go to talk to first? The merfolk or the local? The local, blah blah blah. Jesus.
That's a great question. So the merfolk are over here. Where are the Lokatha?
In the lake directly next to them.
Oh,
So
okay.
to the right and up. Yeah.
Oh my god, they're freaking huge.
Yeah. Well, they have giant sea eels with them.
Okay, I'm gonna stay away from the giant sea eels right now. So I'm gonna come to. Can you like zip me over? I don't know where I am. Where am
Oh
I right
yeah.
now?
Somewhere.
I don't know. I'm like zoomed in.
You know what I can do is just drag a new token in there.
Or just duplicate.
Look, it's Gunk.
Ah, it's gone. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna.
Oh,
Do
so
the
for the
merfolk look like? Do they look scary or aggressive at all? Or are they just like chilling?
This flooded natural rock cavern is roughly circular and about 70 feet in diameter. A bloom of colorful blue and green algae covers the surface of the water, obscuring its depth. From a stone path, narrow stairs descend into the water from this path. They look kind of like on guard, but not like they're going to attack or something.
Okay, I'm gonna call out to them in Aquan.
Oh, fancy.
Because I only speak 3 languages: grung, 4, common, grung, draconic, and Aquan.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna say, hey, how's it doing? You guys got a minute to talk?
They actually speak common as well. That depends on what you're here to talk about, I suppose.
Well, I was just wondering, what you guys thought of the lizard folk and what you doing here, because it's they said they don't normally get visitors and you don't normally come this close to shore, so just wondering what was going on here.
Yes, well, this colony of lizard folk appear to be a little different than other we've interacted with before.
Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check.
Not good at persuasion. I'm gonna use my rock. Maybe.
Andy, you're such a weirdo.
But I also don't wanna... Nah, I'll try it without a rock first.
I think you still have. Never mind.
Oh, I got 21, it's fine.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Achaidh.
Oh, I still have inspiration too, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. They will say, words.
Yep.
I don't know how much we are supposed to share with you. I believe that is up to the Queen, as this is her home. But I will tell you that we are here negotiating an alliance with the lizard folk to fight against a great force.
Is that right? I know you said you can't tell me much, but like, something's threatening you guys as well as the lizard folk?
It's a threat to the whole region.
Ooh.
It's a threat to water and land and all of the surrounding areas.
Ooh. Is it something that, like, it sounds like it's something that we should know about, in Saltmarsh?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry that the people of Saltmarsh are doing such a poor job of knowing what's going on around their area.
That's fair. Do you think maybe you could help me out with it? It's just like, I know you said you can't talk about it, but like, it sounds like it involves us. You don't have to talk about the lizard folk at all, but I am very concerned about this. It don't involve mold or mushrooms, do it?
Oh, not that I've heard of. We don't really
Thank
get a
fucking
lot
Christ.
of those things down in the ocean, though. So that wouldn't. Yeah. I can put in a good word with you with Othakent.
I would greatly appreciate that. I mean, I personally don't want to die, but I like this place and I like the people in it, and I don't want them to die either. So
They seem pretty nice. I was actually surprised that they're approaching us to make an alliance. It's very un-lizard folk like, but we're open to it.
I'm glad to hear it. But hey, if you guys need any help with what's going on with your place as well, contact Saltmarsh. I'm sure we're happy to help as soon as we know what's going on.
Okay, will do. What's your name for
me? Personally,
yeah.
I'm Gunk. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hello. I'm Persephone.
I'm Ariel.
Jeebus.
So I'm assuming the lizard men, the fishmen are also here to form an alliance?
Yep, pretty
with
much.
The giant, terrifying eels?
I know, they're pretty intense, aren't they?
They're really scary. I was gonna go for a swim, but once I saw them, oof. No thanks.
Yeah, I would maybe stay away from the giant sea eels if I were you.
Yeah, I kind of do need to go for a swim soon, though. Otherwise, I'll die.
You can dip in here if you'd like.
Sure, okay. But first, I'm gonna go talk to them real quick. I got a beach ball. I can go grab that, and we could like have a day. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Bag
actually.
holding, just blow it up. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute with beach balls and frisbees and rum. We'll have a party.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna still talking Aquin. I'm gonna call out to one of the fishmen. Hello? Anyone available to talk?
And they will do stuff. This flooded natural rock cavern is roughly circular and about 70 feet in diameter. The water is clear, but the bottom is covered with a mass of weeds so that the depth cannot be judged. A stone path has been carved into the west wall a few feet above the waterline. Narrow stone stairs descend into the water from this path. So they're holding, like, kind of spears or tridents and kind of just looking at you. What are you doing here?
Are they speaking common or Aquin?
They speak Aquan back to you, since that's what you spoke to them.
I'm a guest of the lizard folk. Me and my friends, we were just, going around talking to people, see what's going on. You guys don't normally live around here, so we were just wondering what you were doing here.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check for these guys.
I mean, I didn't do too bad last time, but every time I roll good, I'm like, well, that's it. That's gonna be bad next time. 14?
14. He's gonna kind of look at you, and he's gonna say, "We're working on an alliance. That's all I have to say to you."
All right, that's fair. Well, it sounds like we're part of this alliance too, so, just seeing, touching base, trying to reach out to everyone who's involved and maybe, get a little bit stronger together. But if you don't want to talk, that's fine. Up to you.
And he just kind of looks you up and down and just says, "We're good for now."
All right, good to hear it. Your eels are terrifying. I hope they're having a great time. And I'm going to go back to the merfolk and jump in the water with my frisbees
Nice.
and
Have
stuff
a
and just
beach party.
hang out with the cool mer people.
All right. At the end of about 3 hours, you all end up back in the throne room, which I can totally find on the map right now. Jesus Christmas. Throne room? Throne room. No. Oh God.
This one over here.
We're all paying.
Thank you. Yep, I was just zoomed in too far and I couldn't see where it was.
There we
Thanks.
go. I'm back here. I'm here. I'm covered in
grabbed
seaweed
Ocean.
and algae.
Cool. So yeah, after a handful of hours, Otha Kent will yawn, apparently. Ooh. Ooh, I'm fine.
That'd be a good sign, everyone.
They seem bored.
She pulls out the guillotine.
Oh no.
And she welcomes you back. She says, "Oh, welcome back, adventurers."
Kitty, kitty,
Um,
kitty.
Oh, that's a cute kitty.
Yeah.
And I've heard great tales. Even the shamans seem to be convinced that you're useful to us, which is surprising. The merfolk liked you. The Localith, why can't I say that word, were indifferent.
Fair.
Our cooks loved you. Our medic loved you. Our commoners found some of you a bit sad. And soldiers seem like they've learned quite a bit in this short time. You've really proved yourself in a way that that I greatly appreciate, and I'm going to open up a bit more about what is happening with us right now.
I made risotto.
You did. I heard it was delicious, and I can't wait for supper time.
I'm glad. It's got mushrooms in it.
I assumed so. That seems like your whole steez.
No, my whole thing is saving the world. Like
Oh.
you use mushrooms to save the world.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. Do you want to hear more about it? I know you were just about to tell us really crucial plot information, but instead I could tell you about how there's a great bad thing coming, and we all need to become one to save the world.
We're all gonna have dinner together. Remember, Blue? Maybe this could be like a dinner time conversation. Maybe a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a relaxing topic at all, but maybe there's
No, but it'll soften the blow. You know,
Right.
if we gotta
Thank you.
lay down the
That's
groundwork
nice.
first. Yeah.
So I would ask one more favor of you to really... Now you've shown that you are good people, but I
Debatable.
would ask that you help with a problem that we have been unable to solve since we have come back to this old ancestral lair.
Can it be solved
The
with
volleyball?
violence?
It can be. In fact, it needs to be.
Yes! Now is the time
Most
of
things can be
Virgil.
solved with a list I've found.
Also true.
So I don't know how much you know about lizard folk. But lizard
Decent
folk...
amount.
Oh, well, there you go.
Except you don't speak their language, ironically. Just saying, Baz.
Not yet. I'm learning
Man,
it.
as soon as he fucking levels up, he's gonna
Yup.
make draconic.
Yeah.
Just waiting for it.
I'm
So, to our tribe, the crocodile is sacred. Their presence is regarded as a good omen. And when we moved back into this lair, there was a giant crocodile that we have dubbed Thousand Teeth, who lives around these marshes. The problem is that this giant crocodile attacked and devoured 3 members of a lizard folk patrol that had paused near its lair.
Well, yeah,
Like
they
I
tend to
said-
do that.
Well, we cannot attack or harm the crocodile because he is sacred to our people. We cannot do it. But things have grown worse, and it's attacked lizard folk that have been patrolling around areas that we need to be patrolled. For reasons you will understand later. We were hoping that, as a show of good faith and to show us your strength, that perhaps you could go and take care of Thousand Teeth for us.
When you say take care of, you mean kill or like move along?
I
We could
do.
give him shrooms.
I mean, if you could move him along, I wouldn't be against a giant crocodile no longer living here, but living somewhere. But again, it is a giant crocodile named Thousand Teeth, so if you can move him somewhere that will no longer harass us, and that somewhere is probably at least 100 miles away to be safe,
Fair.
or you could kill him.
Probably
But we
just
cannot.
sending him to the other side. A metaphor
Yeah,
for
but-
sending.
He's a really old animal. He deserves to live here too.
He does, but he's eating so many of our people.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we can move him instead of killing him, I'm just saying that's my preference personally.
As, do you know any spells that could teleport giant crocodiles over 100 miles away?
Not yet. No.
Yeah. I could talk to him. Maybe get him to move along by himself.
You know, it's fucking D&D. You know that the only language he speaks is giant crocodile.
I can speak to animals.
Probably
It speaks to animals.
southern giant crocodile or something.
Southern
It needs to get
giant.
really specific.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sort of a druid, kind of. Not really.
I'm sort of druid, kind of.
Sort- I'm an attempted druid. I can talk to animals.
I'm sort of a druid, kind of.
Gunk's trying, okay? It's hard. Magic's hard.
Your Majesty, we are quite capable of doing such a thing. We are, absolutely. My only word of caution is, please remember that when you ask someone to do something, this does not absolve you of the consequences of that thing. Your priests are still okay with you having us take out.
Are my
Yes.
priests asking you to do this, or am I?
Fair enough, it is you, of course.
I
If you've-
respect my people, and I live by our rules, but we also need to actually live by those rules. And right now we are not. I understand what you are saying. I am not a stupid woman. This is the solution that I have come up with that still helps us feel like we are sticking to our faith, while also protecting our people.
Admirably pragmatic. This, perhaps also a question worth asking, this isn't going to, make them hate us more than they already do, right?
I don't believe so.
Do I believe her?
Roll an insight check. A 3.
3.
God, you were just rolling terrible insight.
It's okay. Forget.
You think that she absolutely believes what she's saying.
Beautiful.
Listen, the priests do not rule over this colony of folk. I do. And I need to make choices that they don't always agree with. I am doing my best to compromise and respect the sacredness and the bond between our people while also still keeping my people alive. That is my number one priority. And I don't know how much you know about the religion of Semwanya, but survival is one of their number one priorities. So if we can
And
get
procreation.
that is true. If you would like to procreate with the giant crocodile named Thousand Teeth, you may. But
Not my thing, but
Thank you.
So do you accept your task?
Just to be clear, the task is helping you survive by killing Thousand Teeth. There is no mention of procreation in the assigned task.
I think that's
With
optional.
Thousand Teeth, with you, just generally
She laughs.
focused on
And she's
one
like,
half of those values.
Yes, we can leave the procreation out of this arrangement.
Outstanding.
And now she's just imagining a half horse, half giant crocodile.
That'd be fucking dope. I want that now. That's so cool.
To meet 1/3 human, 1/3
Yeah, sorry,
horse.
one
Horse. Half crocodile.
Just has one human hand sticking out of it.
It just has human ears for some reason, but that's the only human thing.
That's
Oh.
wild.
So it's just a horse body, and then a crocodile torso with little crocodile hands and head, and then just human ears on the side.
I think we need some
Wow,
fan art.
Beautiful.
I don't know about you guys.
Uh-huh. Well, great.
We have
so how about...
established that every time I kill something, I
Yeah.
take part of it. So, crocodile.
Hmm.
Thousand Teeth can spare some teeth if you want the teeth.
It doesn't have a lot of teeth. So tonight, let's feast together. Let's
On risotto.
feast together on some delicious mushroom risotto, and then you can sleep here. We'll have quarters drawn up for you, and you can leave in the morning to take care of Thousand Teeth.
And
Cool.
by take care of, you mean
Kill him! You will kill the crocodile! She's like getting.
okay.
And again, not procreating. Crocodile.
What do you think
Again, I
kill
think that's
means,
optional.
Virgil?
She's just going to like turn and look at Sarav, and she's going to be like, "These people won over our people."
I'm very likable.
I'm
And
very
then
good
some
at killing things.
other lizard folk come up and are like, "Would you like to accompany me to the banquet hall?" And so yeah, you guys go into the banquet hall.
Can someone go get Australagus or whatever the fuck his name is?
Oceanus.
Yeah, that's the one.
You
No.
were close. You were very close.
It was either Oceania, or Australasia, which is like the continent that I live on.
I find their names rather easy to keep track of, but I don't know.
Someone get Lake.
Well, I have a -1 intelligence, so in real life too. Yeah, can someone go get Oceanus?
I'll
Yes.
go
Bring him
get
inside.
Oceanus, yes.
Okay, so you go up to Oceanus, and he's like sitting in the bush still, and he says, "Bass,
Yes, Oceanus.
it's been quite a while, and I've had some porridge. Is everything all right?"
Where'd you get porridge? Did they
It was
bring
just left here.
It was left here. That's amazing.
I think they forgot about it. But I'll never miss a chance to eat. Free
lucky
porridge.
you. Of course not. Well, listen, I think we've nailed down everything inside. We've taken care
You
of
nailed them all down?
No, not
Wow, is there that much resistance? You were gone
No.
a while.
Stormbringer. It's a metaphor. No, it's
Don't bring
why is every interaction I have. No, this is a metaphor, Oceanus. We've taken care of any
Sorry, I've been alone for a while, just kind of sitting by
Yes.
myself here and on the ship before you came, and
I understand.
it's been a lot.
It's been a bit lonely. Well, please come inside. Eat a meal with new friends.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Okay, and he'll follow you in. And
Do you know any merfolk off the top of your head, Oceanus? Do you run in those sort of circles?
Not really. When I was a kid, I had a friend named Shelly, but I haven't seen her in like 20 years. So.
There was a merfolk named Shelley?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, there are a few merfolk in the premises, as well as some lycanthropes.
There are werewolves here?
Nope. Some lily cats. Some lily locusts, like lilyhammer.
Meanwhile, in the throne room, Virgil's like,
Lilyhammer.
where the hell is Baz?
I
We just
don't
had to
know.
go fetch Oceanus. It's not that hard.
It's been a while. Maybe he's fallen and broken some of his bird bones.
Oh Jesus.
Maybe.
Happens.
So fun.
Um.
So hollow.
So yeah, Oceanus and Baz join you in the banquet hall, and there is a lovely feast. We can have some conversations if we like, or we can just move on to, Jesus.
Okay. You got a bathtub? You guys got any like empty barrels or bathtubs or crates or something? Something watertight.
There's like a whole lake, I believe.
Look,
Yeah, but
that's
I don't want
very
to be
important.
on someone else's like space.
But we're not going to bed yet because we have
No.
to talk about saving the world.
That's right, but I'd like to get something prepared for when we are going to bed.
We will have a tub filled with water for you in the chambers.
Thank you very much.
But let's talk about saving the world now, because we're eating risotto with mushrooms. And you know what mushrooms are? They're the way to become one.
You
And
were
when-
put at a table with a bunch of like small children lizard folk,
It's going
and
well.
they're just like,
Sorry.
tell me more about the mushroom.
Ocean's at the
Mushrooms
king
are
table.
One, and when you become
Why do you mean become one?
because we have to
Is
become
this like love?
no, maybe I don't know.
Is it like what my mom and dad did?
No, it's not like what your mom and dad do. We're not
I
doing
mean, it's a
that.
little like what their mom and dad
It's
do.
a little bit.
It's all joining together and becoming one being. And when we do that, we'll save the world from the bad thing that's coming. Because kids, you gotta be prepared. Something really bad is coming. It's going to destroy the world.
And they just all start crying.
That doesn't happen.
Help. Children,
With mushrooms, and I'm handing out mushrooms to them. If you sleep with mushrooms every night, you'll help save the world and you'll stop the bad thing.
Oh, God.
Okay, scary lady.
You'll do a good job. I believe in you, and so does Spora.
Watch my little dancing man, and I'll make dancing lights and kind of this
I f-
person
I
dancing
feel
there.
like at like a table with probably like some of the military leaders and stuff, Virgil's sitting there. It's like, yes, where is everyone else? And they're like, oh well, yeah, we left the strange elf lady with the children. And Virgil's just going to do a full spit take, like, you've made a choice. Children start screaming. Yep, and that's the result of that choice.
Oh, they gotta learn the harsh realities of the world sometime.
They do.
One would hesitate to use the word realities with regard to what they have just learned.
All right, anybody else having discussions?
I mean, Baz, I think after the children left, would talk to Ocean a little bit more. And Ocean, it's odd but it seems like you're not the only one that is fearful of this region. Certainly others seem to perceive a threat as well. Do you think they might be connected?
Probably not, because Spora hasn't said anything to me about them being connected, and I think Spora would tell me. Spora seems to know almost everything. But maybe. I guess it might be like some, sneaky connection.
Sneaky connection, yes. That's odd.
Also, what threat? Nobody really... Are we talking about the crocodile? Alligator? I just made dinner. I didn't hear anything about a threat.
I think Gunk told us a bit about...
No, I did not.
Oh, never mind.
Gunk did not
then I
say
only-
anything.
Then I only know it from a bit of the Queen. So probably you don't. So it does seem like there's a bigger threat on the horizon, and that's what these people have been getting weapons for. And
Is it the crocodile?
I think it's much bigger than the crocodile. Aladile.
Well, maybe they also got warned by somebody. There's got to be people besides Spora and me, right? Being ready for this. So maybe they're also
imagine.
trying to become one. But I don't really understand how amassing huge stores of weapons does that.
No, it appears they mean to fight rather than
Oh.
become one.
I don't think that will work. Should I go talk to the Queen? I should probably go talk to the Queen.
Well, that's up to you, of course.
And the
but-
queen is sitting at like a separate table with just
She's
like
here, oh, no.
Stariv and oh yeah, she's like up at a high table with just like a couple people there.
That's
Maybe I should wait. She doesn't really look like she wants to talk.
That's very mature of you, Ocean.
I'm an adult.
Well, of course you are. Of course you are. It is just not recently have you shown restraint like this with
Excuse me. I
spreading.
haven't planted mushrooms on Virgil's body when he's sleeping.
Who would even think? What? Never. Yes, of course you haven't. Anyway, how?
You planted them like you plant flowers. I realized that sounded bad. That's not really how mushrooms work. You can't plant mushrooms. I meant placed, like hid them about his body while he was sleeping.
Actually,
Yes.
can plant mushrooms.
No,
That's
you
just the
can't.
point.
I'm the mushroom authority, guy.
Oh, hello, Gunk.
You Oh god.
They spontaneously grow in rotting things, and Virgil's
Mhm.
not rotting.
Spontaneous.
That's exactly how mushrooms work. Christ, I shouldn't have left that book on your fucking bed. I should have just given it to you.
All
Yes.
right. Oh,
Oh, Ocean, yeah, it's. We want to believe you. We want to help any way we can, and it seems like we're going to be helping a lot of people save this area. But I think we need more information. Do you know what, like, how, for example, does becoming one help save the world, or how do mushrooms make us become one, or
I don't know.
what is?
Spora said.
What is the threat? What is the timeline? Do you have a chance of speaking to your Spora again?
Yeah, she comes in dreams. She hasn't for a little while. But when she does, I can ask her those things. You
Absolutely.
asked her too. You said she came in one of your dreams.
She did, and I haven't seen her since. But I will continue to sleep with the mushroom, and I'll ask as well.
Good. Those are good questions. I should ask more questions.
Knowledge can be
Yeah.
powerful and dangerous.
Yeah, you should. You should have some more questions, Blue. I'm trying my best not to interrupt you, Baz. I'm real sorry, but Christ.
Gunk, I would expect nothing less. You are fine.
Good. I'm glad you know me so well.
Well, anyway, the risotto is excellent.
I'm so glad. I hope consuming mushrooms has a similar effect.
Yes, birds and rice go really well together, so...
I don't think we ate any birds.
Nope. We didn't. That would be... Anyway...
As
Can
you're
you eat
like
birds? Is that
eating
like
a fucking
allowed?
waterfowl and like have some chicken, like waterfowl bowl. So chickens aren't waterfowl. You know what I mean? Bones like in your beak, like.
I'll go ahead and hop away on my bird legs.
Baz is a monster. My God.
I don't eat
Here's some
birds.
frog legs.
I
Baz
don't
is
eat
vegetarian.
frog. Jesus Christ.
I feel like Virgil would eat either horse or human, so he's gonna
It's fine.
Fair.
At least there's no turtle soup.
Okay, so you have your lovely banquet dinner of mushroom risotto and definitely not waterfowl. And
Is turtle soup just turtles taking a bath and then us drinking the water?
Horrifying.
That
No,
is...
that's not
Huh?
turtle soup.
I just like
Having a
thought-
friend who's a turtle now
No.
totally makes me think completely different things about that. Okay, well, anyway.
Soup,
Okay.
by
Sorry.
definition, has to have something in it other than water. Other than the turtle.
oh, it would just be turtle broth then.
Yeah, it's
turtle consomme.
that's a turtle broth. Yeah.
I
Delicious.
hate
Yeah.
this.
You have the ability to stop it.
Damn.
she? Does she?
Well, I mean, I have the
Alright.
ability to stop it.
You
That's
did.
fair.
Someone mute me.
Okay. So you finish your lovely dinner, and some nice lizard folk show you to. Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm fine. Show you to some rooms. You all get separate rooms that are kind of next to each other. It seems like they had a little bit of extra space, and they're letting you stay there. And in Gunk's room, there is a tub of
barrel or
water.
something.
God, my brain is like melting. Oh my God, that's not how you spell that word.
Tub.
Yes, I'm trying to search tub right now. And oh, what? And in Ocean's room, they've put some mold that seems like they've scraped it off from different like corners of the places they could find, and kind of placed it on a table there. And
Midnight snack.
in Virgil's room, you've got some nice, like a nice like whetstone or something to sharpen your blade and stuff. And Dunlum, they left you some medical ointments because they were like, well, he'll probably like this. Seems like a medical guy.
That's nice of them.
And I will say that this could basically work as a healer's kit, with just one charge, because it's just some ointments. And Baz, they leave you a book.
Chicken soup for the bird soul. Because I'm depressed.
No.
That's a cure for depression, right? Chicken soup books. Remember that? Anyway. Definitely.
They leave you essays on the lords of the hive, a hypothesis most remarkable.
Ooh.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just for some light reading around there.
I love that everyone else
And-
got something that was like a nice thing, and I got something that I need to survive. And no, like, nice little present on the side. It's just, here you go. Here's a thing that you need to live.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's funny. I'm a terrible person.
No, it's funny.
And I will say that we will start next week with your traveling to Thousand Teeth's lair.
Brilliant.
So comforting. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much, everyone, for playing. Thank you so much, Rachel, for DMing.
Yes.
As I mentioned before, we are Helpful Goat Gaming. We are a small independent game design community. If you'd like to join the Discord, use !Discord to get a link to the Discord. You can join it. It'll also occur in the description if you're catching this in the YouTube archive. You'll be able to find the link there. Outside of that, tune in tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for Spire, as the group continues to deal with the fallout of a party split and the connotations thereof. And on Friday, as we have, I just almost said a tier campaign that we have not played in like a year. Goats and Dragons, The Fates of Rin, Charity has questions. We'll call them questions for Bubbly Petunia. Or murder, you know. One of the two. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a wonderful evening. From all of us here at Goats and Dragons, stay safe, be well, be kind to yourselves and to each other. Love y'all.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.